here today talking with Angela Mitchell of Texas. And Angela is an advanced practical registered nurse. And she's going to tell us a little bit about her involvement here with the Family First Care Center.
Well, as one of the providers here, we have a total of 3.5 providers. We have one physician and 3 nurse practitioners. And my involvement began about almost 8 years ago as one of the founders of the practice, and primarily I try to focus on preventative services. I believe that nutrition is important, exercise is important. I also believe that food is medicine, so it can be good or bad medicine. It can help with health, and in excess it can cause problems with health. So I try to focus on doing a lot of education, a lot of preventative things, as well as marrying that with traditional medicine.
Traditional medicine.
Yes.
Okay. So basically what you put into your body is going to be how you run to do all these things, and how you feel and how you approach life, and just your well-being in all different areas.
Exactly. I started, excuse me, I started with maybe, I'm going to call it a way to live, and that's WEIGH,
Oh, okay.
way to live. And we've kind of like transitioned to an amazing transformation to health, mind, body, and spirit. Exactly what you said. We are 3 entities in one body. And if you don't take care of your mind, and you don't take care of your body and your spirit, things pretty much kind of fall apart. Okay, if one of those are like left unattended. So I really encourage people to make sure that they are eating well, they're exercising, and they're taking time to take care of their spiritual body. And part of that comes in when we talk about nutrition, physical. 80% of our issue is what we eat. 20% is exercise. Now, if you look at a lot of people today who maintain their weight, they're not at the gym 24 hours. They eat well. And there's a lot of research that's showing that things like plant-based diets are improving health. When we eat well, our body's natural defenses work better. When we eat bad, and if you look at Converse, we have more places that really feed our unhealthy habits. We know that things like even cancer thrive in a high sugar, carbohydrate environment. If we would just curtail some of that, change some things in our diet, we would see improvement in health. We would see improvement in things like cancer, high blood pressure, and diabetes.
Cut out the donuts.
Cut out the donuts, cut out the French fries. Really, in all essence, cook at home sometimes. We eat out more, and I think that, yes, our economy is important, but we have children that are being diagnosed with diabetes as early as 5 years old, because we substitute home-cooked meals for meals at restaurants, and a lot of those are not healthy meals, how they're prepared, and we don't exercise. Our kids don't. I kind of hold that to things like fear. We don't let our kids go outside and play. They don't get a lot of exercise. There's no real exercise program in the schools, elementary schools, middle schools, or high school, unless you're in UIL and you participate in a sport. That impacts our young people. If we are, I just look at Converse, there's a restaurant on every corner, sometimes 2 or 3, because they're very competitive. We have no healthy places to eat in this area for the most part.
What you're saying here, it kind of like you have to say, you know, I want to be healthy. how would a person take the first step? What would they need to do? Would they walk in the door here, or would they make a phone call? What would be to get them started when they go, this sounds like something I need to do to get healthy inside and out? What would you suggest, or what do they need to do then?
I think the first steps, if a person has not seen their primary care provider, it would start with that. First, get a physical. See where you're at. Get baseline labs. See where your cholesterol's at. Get clear to see if exercise, and I am a firm believer that people who have, and I like to call it excess adipose tissue as opposed to calling people obese or morbidly obese, that's kind of degrading on the upfront for a lot of people. People recognize that they have excess adipose tissue, and it can be very uncomfortable. Some people have metabolic problems that contribute to their health. Some people have we focus on like different types of addictions, drug addictions, alcohol addiction, but we don't talk about food addictions. So getting a physical, identifying the problem, because you got to identify the problem in order to deal with it. And once you recognize there's a problem, get a plan and stick with it. I'm not one of those people who promote getting personal trainers, not at the onset, because we push, and a lot of times people get injured, or they're taking away things from their body that they need because maybe the patient may not tell the trainer everything, or the trainer may feel that, well, no, we need to do this, and not consider that the patient may have underlying medical conditions. And I think it's important that as a community, when we look at healthcare, that it's multidisciplinary, that you have someone in the healthcare field, you have someone, in the, I like to say kinesiology, like a trainer, or they go to the gym. You have a nutrition and a dietitian that can help guide people in the right direction. And then once you get that information, you got to apply it. Because if the information is not applied, it's not beneficial. So, go ahead, I'm sorry.
What?
Pills are not gonna,
You're thinking.
it's not gonna change anything. Even if you have surgery, if you don't deal with what the issue is,
Right.
again, going back to looking at food, there are food addictions. And you can have surgery, you can lose weight, and in 6 months you could double your weight. Because again, we're not dealing with the issue. And we need to help people in that area. And so after the consultation, a physical, I tell them that they have to come to this class, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about how I do the class, which is a little different. I don't charge for the class. And if they want medical weight management and their insurance doesn't cover it, I ask them to look at their budget and see what can they afford. So if someone paid $5 for weight management, I am very happy with that, because the goal is for them to get healthy. And the reason I don't do the medical weight management portion for free is basically because I have found that when you do things for free, there is no buy-in. And so people they're not motivated.
They're not invested in it.
And so they don't participate.
Right.
And that blows my mind, because people go to a lot of length for their health, but they want the quick fix. And that's a short-term goal. That's a short-term gain that doesn't last very long. I focus on making a lifestyle change. I let I'm gonna say customers, patients that come here, I let them know that in 2006 I weighed 250 pounds, and I was diagnosed with diabetes, and because I'm a healthcare provider, I try not to be a hypocrite. A hypocrite. So I changed my lifestyle. I did things that I tell patients to do. I was like, I'm sitting here telling this person they need to lose weight. How do I have the audacity to say that? So I had to change my lifestyle so that when I talk to someone, I'm empathetic. I get where they're coming from. but also to let them know it's been 10 years and I'm still maintaining my weight. You can do it. Haven't had surgery, haven't taken any, and I'm gonna say medication for long term. I've tried some appetite suppressants just to kind of get a feel of what they are, so I can say to the customer,
Yeah.
And I think that, I tell them all the time, I say, this diabetes things help patients, because when you don't understand the struggle, sometimes it's easy to be kind of harsh with people. Eating disorders and food addictions, it's very difficult to battle by yourself, and if you don't have the tools.
So when people come in and you kind of tell them your experience, you're walking the talk that you're giving them, and you're saying, I have been able to do it with this change in my eating habits and the way I see food and how I'm living my life now. And you can do the same thing that I am doing, have done, I am doing, and I'm continuing to do.
Exactly.
So they can see there is light at the end of the tunnel then.
It takes commitment, and I said earlier that our program currently is called Amazing Transformation, to help mind, body, and spirit. And one of the things that I focus on is really about, it's like a butterfly. We go to phases,
Right.
and there are times when as we metamorphose, we get stuck, you know, but we have to allow that person to go through the struggle, but with support. And I remind them, as the butterfly, as the caterpillar goes to those stages and becomes a butterfly, you don't go back. So you have to constantly reaffirm that person. You're doing this. You don't have to lose 100 pounds in a month. If you lose 2 pounds a month, that's awesome. Because at that point, we know you're going to keep it up. We encourage them to have a support person. Have a support person that encourages them. I talk about saboteurs. We sabotage ourselves with our weight, because if you have a disease process, sometimes people don't want people to know, I have diabetes. So they eat stuff that they generally shouldn't eat. Or even if you have a spouse and you're like, honey, I'm trying to lose weight, but they're like, I'm not eating that. You need support, not just in your with your healthcare provider, but at home. I tell people often, don't cook 3 meals. Everybody in the house needs to be healthy. So we have to retrain our families, and we have to get them, because right now healthcare is just over the top. We spend billions and billions of dollars for things that are preventative.
And that's what you're teaching people here, to prevent something serious maybe down the road, if they can catch it early.
Exactly.
And in a sense reverse it, because just like this, a lot of things you can reverse
Exactly.
in your lifestyle and how you eat and take care of yourself.
So with that said, I think it's just important for people to, again, first talk to their healthcare provider, get in touch with someone that's gonna support you. Not just, to me, if you're a personal trainer, you have to know the whole person. So understand where that person's at, help them identify what the problem is. Get a nutritionist or a dietitian, okay? If your healthcare provider does not have one in the office, or they don't have the time to do it, get one. And then the other component is, you gotta take time for your mind and your spirit. You have to rest your mind. You have to, I tell people, I say, I don't push, I'm not trying to tell you about Christianity. I'm telling you that you need to tap into your spirituality. We also talk about fasting and praying. And fasting is a way of detoxing and resting. Because a lot of people don't realize that they...
Well, I hope y'all got a lot of information on this, and we thank Angela for giving all this information. And if you're interested, come to the Family First Care Center and talk to Angela and see if there's something that she can help you with, getting a better life, better healthy life, and enjoying the life that God has given you.